All right, ladies and gentlemen, cardio sessions number 2. So let's get back to what we were talking about from last time. Just to reiterate from episode 1, we started the diet. So the first thing I recommend, right, is cutting your liquid calories. So that's kind of what I want to summarize from video 1. If you haven't seen that video, go check out the video before you watch this video. It's basically how I started my diet, how I dropped about 55 pounds. This is pretty much my advice on nutrition, where I recommend starting. We're going to do this series until, I kind of get to a full-on diet, and then we'll talk about a reverse diet and continue going on with different ideas from there in terms of nutrition, exercise, recovery, just kind of talk about different things and about my experience through the last 7 years, like as a trainer, and from what I've learned from other people. So yeah, my timeline basically. So that's kind of what I did the first few months. I dropped my liquid calories, didn't really change too much, and I dropped the first probably like 15 to 20 pounds just off removing liquid calories. And I stress that is so powerful. So we made it to that point. Now I was still in class. I was super busy with school. It kind of happened pretty easily, and gets to the point now where calories are not necessarily dropping, but you'll notice that your appetite starts increasing. And this is pretty common. You've lost a little bit of weight now, you've been in a deficit for a little bit of time, and your body wants more food. So this is why when I get you guys on the program, like if you're following the program right now and you're watching this is why I stress volume eating. It's huge, guys. So at this point in the game now, my goal is to suppress my appetite, right? I've lost about 20 pounds or so, but the hunger levels are increasing, so are cravings. So by volumizing your food with things like lettuce, broccolis, and other mixed veggies, or switching from eggs to egg whites, using the breads, using the meals that I show online to these episodes. And I actually just filmed the grocery haul, so I'm going to be putting that up and taking you guys through that, so you can see incorporating foods that can make your meals much bigger for less calories starts becoming more essential. So if it's your first month in the diet, and you're starting from the beginning, start coming up with recipes that first week that are going to get you through this 90 days. Things that you like, things that make you feel good, things that kill your cravings. Start taking note of that and try and figure out recipes that are lower in calorie, that have a lot of volume, that are filling meals, that will make you stuffed, if that makes sense. That's really going to help you guys get through the entire journey of this. So volumizing your foods is essential. So I started doing that, and then I also started doing more fasting. So I'll probably make a video in on itself, but I definitely started fasting, and nothing too specific, nothing too extreme. I pretty much just removed my breakfast. You can remove breakfast on a fast and push your meals back later in the day. This will help suppress your appetite. And this is a trick that a lot of people do. For some people, it doesn't work. That's fine. If you wake up every day and you have to eat breakfast, you're just one of those people, that's okay. Eat your breakfast. Just know you'll have less calories at the end of the day because you wasted some of them in the morning, if that makes sense. So for me, I like to eat big meals. I don't like to go to bed really ever hungry. I sleep better when there's food in my system. So knowing that, I removed breakfast. And to kind of get me through that, I'll incorporate things like black coffee, carbonated water, sometimes diet soda, things like that can really still make you kind of satiated. Like carbonated drinks are really big. So carbonated drinks will help you feel full. And honestly, I drink a good amount of carbonated drinks. I think a lot of people look down upon it, but honestly, the only thing is going to get you is a six-pack. So I would start throwing them in as soon as you see this video. And even bottled water goes a long way. If you're drinking plenty of water, if you're really drinking, a gallon a day, So that's gonna really make you feel a little bit more satiated. 9 times out of 10, if you're feeling hunger and you actually give yourself a good amount of water, I bet that would kill your hunger. So the signals almost feel the same. When you're dehydrated, it almost feels like you're hungry. It's very easy to confuse the two. So if you're not hydrated all the time, your appetite actually will go up. So that's why I like to take the morning. I drink plenty of water. And I want to go into a full-on video of what intermittent fasting is about, but to be honest, I could just do that for 20 minutes and ramble, because I love intermittent fasting. For me, it's the best thing. I did it all the way through, so I started it now at this point. Lost the first 20 pounds or so, not really doing much, just removing the liquid calories. And then now we made it. I'm starting to slow down a little bit. So I started intermittent fasting, and I would have my meal probably around 12 every day. So that's when our lunch is in class. So I would just skip breakfast and have meal around 12. I want to highlight also that I haven't even tracked a single calorie. So in terms of tracking, if you're a beginner, I 100% recommend you tracking calories. You need to understand what a protein is, what a carb is, what a fat is, and what foods contain more of each of those macronutrients, if that makes sense, right? You want to aim to get higher protein than carbs and fats so that you can preserve as much muscle as possible. If you remember from the last video, the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is, the more calories you can eat, the more calories you can eat and still lose weight. So with that being said, arranging your nutrition in a certain way is not typically how the normal person eats. The normal person eats a diet that's high in carbs and fats, especially the American diet, and is very low in protein. So if you're a beginner, I would recommend starting to track here, because that's really going to help you. And your results are going to start getting harder now at this point. And if you have no idea what a carb, a fat, and a protein are, or if you don't understand what foods contain which, or you haven't tracked before, likely you don't know how to track. So understand what's food, what you're eating. And I almost think of calories like a budget. So you have a certain amount of calories you burn every day. For me right now, I'm burning about 2,600 calories as I do this reverse diet, and I haven't gained a single pound because I'm doing a reverse diet, which we'll talk about in a later video. Exactly what's going into your body in terms of proteins, carbs, and fats, and what different foods contain is essential for making this easy down the road. And that's pretty much what our program is catered at doing. We have 3 coaches, basically. You send us your meals, we try and help you create the program that's perfect for you by giving you ideas and alternatives when you need them. But that's really important now at this point if you're a beginner. So if you're really trying to maximize your results and not stunt your metabolism, you really need to know exactly what's going into your body. So if you're a beginner, I stress downloading MyFitnessPal at this point, because you're not going to probably lose any more weight after cutting all liquid calories. You probably hit the first wall and start getting yourself set up and tracking, because that's going to get you more on point. You know what I mean? But in terms of summary for the video, basically at this point in the game, right, I dropped the first 20 pounds. All I really did was increase my water intake with carbonated waters, black coffee, and basically just removed breakfast. And I wrote that out for a long time. Lost a lot of weight like this, actually. The bulk of my weight I lost like this. And just because I have a system with tracking, I've tracked in the past many times, I was still able to eyeball food. But as a consequence, it did take longer than I think it could have, which is fine. But just know that if you do track it, your results are going to be more consistent. They're going to be better. At this point in the game still, though, I was still going out and having fun. I wasn't completely locked in. I was really having more fun probably than I should have. But nonetheless, this is the second episode, guys. If you made it to the end, thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you made it to the end, because I want to say thank you personally, because that makes me happy. So thank you so much for watching here. Like the damn video and follow back. I'll see you guys on the next one.